This is from E! Online. It says, Penny Polar Bear is very excited to share about her parents. For the first time in its nearly 2-decade-long run, Peppa Pig has included a same-sex couple. The moment comes during the episode entitled Families, which aired on Britain's Channel 5 on September 6th. The short scene happens when Peppa's classmate, Penny Polar Bear, discusses her family during the school day. I'm Penny Polar Bear, she says, as she draws a photo of her two mothers in a dress. I live with my mommy and my other mommy. One mommy is a doctor, and one mommy cooks spaghetti. I love spaghetti. So this is quite a lot of celebrating happening on social media and in the media today as Peppa Pig has now included a gay couple. Another one bites the dust. Another one goes woke. I can't say I'm surprised by it. I knew the day was going to come. It is especially upsetting for me because I have always found Peppa Pig to be one of the least objectionable, and by that I mean least annoying kid shows. Even taking the wokeness out of it completely, most kid shows are totally obnoxious and stupid, and I can't even be in the same room as them. Paw Patrol, that sort of thing. And also the animation is just ugly and lifeless, and everything about it is terrible. Peppa Pig I've always found to be, tolerable. It's got a little bit of a charm to it, and there are moments here and there, a little bit of sly kind of humor for the adults, and not much of that, but a little bit. But mostly, it's a seemingly nice kind of innocent show for kids. And I can be in the room while it's on without wanting to jump out of a window. But of course, I knew that eventually this would happen. It can't, anything that exists for kids, any kind of kid entertainment, kid content, eventually they'll get around to it, and now they have with Peppa Pig. Well, let me ask you something. What if there was someone out there who kept a log of every single thing you did every minute of the day? I think that would be pretty creepy. We can all agree. Well, what if I told you that's exactly what happens every time you go online? Your internet provider like AT&T or Comcast, whoever it is allowed to store logs of every website you've ever visited, and then they can legally sell that data to anyone they want. That's why I always use ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN reroutes your internet connection through their secure server so your internet provider can't see or log what you do online. Now, if you're wondering if there's maybe a catch here that, well, if they're routing my data, does that mean that they can log my data? And you're right to think that because many VPNs claim to have a no logs policy, but have been caught logging customer activity anyway. ExpressVPN does not do that, though. They have trusted server technology. And what that means is that you can stop letting people keep logs of what you do online by visiting expressvpn.com/Matt Walsh Show right now and find out how you can get 3 months free. Now, there are two moves that the left always pulls with these sorts of things, very familiar, and they're already pulling these moves here. In this case, where they say to any critics, like anyone like myself who criticizes the inclusion of a gay subplot on Peppa Pig, what they'll say to us is, number one, why do you care so much? Why do you care? Why do you make such a big deal out of it? And then the other thing they'll say is that this isn't political. There's no agenda here. It's just they're just showing that gay people exist. Well, neither of those narratives are going to hold in this case because of this. Continuing with the E! Online story says, the inclusive storyline has been a long time coming. In 2019, a petition called for the show to feature same-sex couples so children at, quote, an impressionable age can be educated on them. Right? Because this is what you want when you have your 4-year-old watching Peppa Pig. You want her to be educated on same-sex couples, rather than being educated on, 1, 2, 3, ABC, that sort of thing. No, you want them to be educated about sexuality, says the petition. It went on, the petition did, excluding same-sex families will teach children that only families with either a single parent or two parents of different sexes are normal. This means that children of same-sex parents may feel alienated by Peppa Pig and that other children may be more likely to bully them simply through ignorance. Well, except that, first of all, single-parent households and different sex two-parent households are the normal. Those are the normal households. Just like statistically, it's just a fact that those are the normal arrangements in our society and, in fact, in the whole history of human civilization. That's a statistical reality. But the fact that there was a petition Okay, so you're petitioning, and I think there was like 30,000 plus signatures on this, of people on the left petitioning for lesbian characters in Peppa Pig. The fact that there's a petition means that no, you can't hit us with the, well, why do you care so much? You obviously care quite a bit. You petitioned for it. You care so much about the sexuality of cartoon characters in preschooler shows that you had a petition for it. And we also know that the characters are not being included just because that's the story that the people who make the show want to tell. They're doing it in response to a political petition. So if you're on the left, you obviously care about this, and it is a political, ideological move. That's an absolute fact, given that it arises as a result of a petition. And now, parents just have to decide, do you want your kids watching shows that are, where the plots are created based on left-wing petitions? The answer for me is certainly no. And we're rapidly getting to the point where there are just no shows at all that my kids can watch, and maybe that's not such a bad thing, because there are other things to do than watch TV. Well, if you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to get more content like it. If you're craving more content, go watch or listen to my full show at dailywire.com, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.